I just didn't know if you had like one back. Hopefully. Hopefully.
Are you sure? You doing all right? Yeah. So?
How are you?
At work. Yeah. Hung out down speak. Oh yeah.
Anyone who wishes to make a comment on the item that's on the agenda for tonight, please fill out a card. You can get it to myself or the clerk. If you get it to me before the item is called up, it'll be on time. Sheila Handy? Is Miss Sheila Handy here?
All right, good afternoon. I'd like to welcome everybody and call to order this regular meeting of the Lake Charles City Council. Today's July 5th, 2023. I'd like to ask Mr. Geen if he would please lead us in the invocation. And Mr. Mike Castile, where's Mike? Lead us in the pledge, please. Please stand.
Let us pray. Eternal God, our Father, we come acknowledging you for the gift of life. Each day that we live, we thank you for being in a country of freedom where we celebrate and live together and do things together. And we invite you into this meeting today, oh God. Give us the directions and which direction you would have us to go. These blessings we ask in Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Pray for the flag. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Mr. Castile, Mr. Geen. Ms. Thibodeau, Ms. Renee, roll call.
Ms. August? Here. Mr. Lee? Here. Mr. Etchell?
Here.
Mr. Ivy?
Here.
Mr. Harvey?
Here.
Mr. Moore?
Here.
And Mr. Weatherford?
Here.
All present.
Thank you, Ms. Renee. We've all received a copy of the minutes from our June 21st, 2023 meeting. Any additions or deletions on that? Please vote to accept.
7-4.
Okay, we have several items that will be deferred tonight, so if you can get out your agenda and take a look at these. We're requesting to defer item number 6, item number 8, item number 13, and item number 23. Without opposition, those will be moved to the August 16, 2023 meeting. We're also requesting to defer item number 22, which, if approved without opposition, will go to July 19, 2023 meeting. Council, do we have any opposition to deferring these? All right, seeing none, we'll move to the next order of business, which is the election of new officers. We do this once a year, and the first office we'd like to fill is the President of the Council. So I'd like to have any nominations for the President of the Council.
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Guillen.
I would like to nominate Mr. Mark Eckert.
Mr. Mark
to be
Eckert.
President of the 2023-24 council year.
All right, Mr. Eckert has been nominated. Any other? Yes, sir. Mr. Second. Oh, second by Mr. Weatherford. Any other nominations for President of the Council? All right, please vote.
7-4.
Congratulations, Mr. President.
sir. We're gonna ask our past president of 2 minutes to come forward if you would. On behalf of your colleagues on the council, you did a wonderful job this year. You sped through the meetings, of course. And we were out of here, and that's good. And so on behalf of all of us, we'd like to present to you with this wonderful trophy.
Thank you, Mr. Green, I
The
appreciate it.
judge's seat for the president. Mr.
Thank
President,
you.
hope you have a good vacation.
Thank you so much. I just have to say, it's such an honor to serve as president and to represent the council and administration. And couldn't do this without Miss Lynn Thibodeau and Miss Renee. So thank y'all so much throughout the years, or throughout this past year, for helping us out. And really appreciate y'all. And thank you so much for the council for trusting me to do this. Enjoyed it. Thank you.
All right, moving on. Next office, do we have nominations for vice president?
Yes.
Mr. Harvey.
I'd like to nominate Mr. Craig Marks for Vice President.
Mr. Marks has been nominated. Do you have any others or a second?
Second.
Okay.
No.
And what-
Well, I guess you could.
Mr. Marks seconded it. Do we have any other nominations? Seeing none, let's please vote on Mr. Marks as vice president.
7-4.
All right, congratulations.
Congratulations, Mr. Vice President.
Have to be by Weatherford?
Yeah. All right, moving on. Public hearings. Item number 1, an ordinance ordering demolition authorized City of Lake Charles to enter an agreement for demolition of structure located at 414 Ford Street. Denny L. Jones, Montgomery owner. Mr. Hester.
Good evening, council. This is a hurricane damaged structure. It's a residential structure. There's roof damage, exterior wall damage, exterior window damage, all exposing the interior to severe weather damage of this structure.
Often of the record, photographs of subject property and proof of service through certified mail.
I do not have a card. Do we have somebody wishing to speak? Okay. Mr. Harvey?
We were not able to establish communication, so I'd like to defer. Last meeting, we did agree to give them more time, and that communication hasn't been established. So can we defer it to the next meeting?
Next meeting,
Yes, sir.
okay, so July 19th.
Yeah. And the next meeting, we were just because we were going to communicate about the plan going forward. Remember, we discussed about the 90 days wasn't enough time. So we can just defer it to the next meeting so we can establish communication.
Excuse me, they're here and they did give a card. Maybe I wrote the number down wrong on it.
Yeah, because the number I have.
Should have number 1.
Who's here?
There's a sign, Miss Simon.
Simon? Okay.
Denny L.
Who get the number?
Montgomery, Simon, all right.
Okay. Let's,
Who get the number?
Yeah, I gave you my number as well as hers.
Okay.
You can contact me and we'll come and discuss it now.
You got it. Okay. Mr. Rubin has it. Okay.
so we still want to defer?
Yes, they want to defer.
Okay.
Be July 19th, and this will be their notice.
Y'all good with
Thank
that?
y'all very much.
All right. Deferred till July 19th. Item number 2, an ordinance ordering demolition authorized City of Lake Charles to enter an agreement for demolition of structure located at 315 North Goss Street. RPG Investments LLC owner. Mr. Hester.
Storm damaged structure. This is a commercial structure. There's roof damage, exterior wall damage, window damage, all exposing the interior to severe weather damage of the structure.
Often of the record, photographs of subject property and proof of service through certified mail.
All right, I don't have a card. Mr. Harvey?
I would like to defer this one as well. I spoke to Mr. Guillory, before the meeting. He wasn't able to be in attendance. He does have a plan, and he did say he would reach out to you, Mr. Morgan, and Mr. Hester. So we can defer to the next meeting as well, so that way he can be in attendance.
So defer to July 19th.
Yes, sir.
Any opposition? Okay. Item number 3, an ordinance ordering demolition authorized City of Lake Charles to enter an agreement for demolition of structure located at 32-8 North General Wainwright, Ronnie Merlester Robertson, and Glenda Robertson owners.
Hurricane damaged structure, it's a residential structure, there's severe roof damage, severe exterior wall damage, window damage, all exposing the interior to severe weather damage of the structure.
Offer into the record photographs of the subject property and proof of service through the marshal's office and appointment of a curator.
Mr. Guian?
15-15.
All right, 15-15, any comments? Please vote.
7-4.
Item number 4, an ordinance ordering demolition authorized City of Lake Charles to enter an agreement for demolition of structure located at 728 Peugeot Street, Doris LeBleu Duff owner. Mr. Hester.
This is a storm damaged residential structure, there's roof damage, exterior wall damage, window damage, all exposing the interior to severe weather damage of the structure.
Offer into the record photographs of the subject property, proof of service through the marshal's office, and this is a rehearing, so notice was given at the last hearing.
Okay, we do have a card, Ms. Duff.
I'm here.
Okay. Come on up. Name and address for the record, please, ma'am.
My name is Doris Duff LeBleu, and right now I'm staying at 724 Peugeot, but my house is 728 Peugeot. Anyway, I've reached out to FEMA, and I'm waiting to hear back. And I have people that's gonna help me fix the house. I'm waiting on to find out what the budget is. I'm waiting to hear word any day.
Mr. Ayub.
Yes, sir. Do we know if this is structurally sound and it's tilting
Yes,
quite a
I
bit?
had a team of people come out that works for downtown, Miss Lori and them. Their people come out and look at it and went over it and see what needs to be, done, actually done. I know it looks deceiving, but, I have these people to come in and, give me a bid to give to FEMA. I submitted everything to them. It's just, for them to pass everything and for me to hear word.
How much
As soon as
time?
I do, y'all will know.
How much time do you think you need?
I'm waiting, we just submitted it, yesterday because of the holidays, because they were out. But anyway, I'll give you a few days and I will let somebody know up here.
Okay. How about we do 3120, Mr. President?
All right, the request is for 3120, that means 30 days to pull the permit, 120 days to complete the work.
Okay, well, as soon as I hear from them, I'm waiting for to hear. As soon as I will I don't know who I'm gonna get in touch with, but I'll come up here and go crazy letting y'all know that it's been fine.
Thank you, we appreciate it.
Just want to confirm, she's got 30 days to pull a permit and 120 days to complete all repairs.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Please vote.
7-4.
Item number 5, an ordinance ordering demolition and authorizing the City of Lake Charles to enter an agreement for demolition of structure located at 2415 Commercial Street. Wesley John Montgomery Sr., Wesley John Montgomery Jr., Donna Montgomery Hudson, Tyrella Montgomery Harmon, and Diana Montgomery Knowlton owners. Mr. Hester.
This is a storm damaged structure, it's a residential structure, there's severe roof damage, exterior wall damage, window damage, all exposing the interior to severe weather damage of the structure, and this is a PPDR property.
Offer to the record photographs of subject property and proof of service through the marshal's office and certified mail.
All right, we do have a card from the public. Ms. Montgomery? Denny Montgomery?
She filled out a card. She wanted to speak on the other item. On this item, she's not listed as an owner.
Mr. Harvey? 1515. Any questions, comments? Please vote.
7-4.
Okay, we deferred item number 6 to 816. Item number 7, an ordinance ordering demolition and authorizing the city of Lake Charles to enter an agreement for demolition of structure located at 1745 St. John Street, Lavinia Seymour and Yancey Seymour owners. Mr. Hester.
Residential structure, it's a hurricane damaged structure. We have roof damage, exterior wall damage, window damage, all exposing the interior to severe weather damage of this structure.
Offer to the record photographs of subject property and proof of service through the marshal's office.
All right, we don't have a card on this item. Mr. Harvey?
15.
Move 1515. Any comments? Please vote.
7-4.
Item number 8's been deferred. Item number 9, an ordinance ordering demolition and authorize the city of Lake Charles to enter an agreement for demolition of structure located at 3464 West Roosevelt Street. Jimmy Ray Biddle Jr., owner. Mr. Hester.
Storm damaged structure, this is a residential structure. There's roof damage, wall damage, exterior window damage, all exposing the interior to severe weather damage of the structure.
Offer to the record photographs of subject property and proof of service through the marshal's office.
All right, we do have a card on this. You'd like to come up? Name and address for the record, please.
Ataria Israel, 2012 Willowick Street, Lake Charles, Louisiana, 70607.
What's your plans for the property, ma'am?
Well, we are in the middle of getting help from Louisiana Restore. Their criteria has changed in order to allow them to help with the property, so we're in the middle of the application process right now.
Mr. Ginn?
That's my district. I'm trying to, would you explain that again? You're trying to get some funding,
Yes, yes, sir.
who you're trying to get it from?
Louisiana Restore.
Okay, how much time you think you're gonna need?
We're not sure yet.
Well, why don't we start off with, give you, 60 days,
Okay.
the 30, 60,
Mhm.
30 days to pull a permit,
Mhm.
60 days to get the work done, and if for some reason, unknown reason, you can't get anything for it, and we'll bring you back. Probably this,
You want to just defer it for,
I think that'd be our best option, to defer this, and then we'll see what happens the next time we get back.
Yes, sir.
And then go from there.
how long do you want to defer it?
Well, let's put it back to the next meeting. The next meeting.
With the, since they're in restore, I'd suggest maybe August 2nd, that'd be about 30 days. So you come back here on August 2nd, let us know let the council know what the status of your application is.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, and deferred till August 2nd. All right, item number 10, an ordinance ordering demolition to authorize City of Lake Charles to enter an agreement for demolition of structure located at 3210 Reedway Street, Titan of Louisiana Incorporated, owner.
This is a storm damaged structure, it's a residential structure. There's roof damage, exterior wall damage, exterior window damage, all exposing the interior to severe weather damage of the structure. And this is a PPDR property.
Offer the record photographs of subject property and proof of service through certified map.
Mr. Ayub?
No cards from the public, Mr. President?
No, sir.
Normal delays.
Normal delays, any comments? Please vote.
7-4.
Item 11, an ordinance ordering demolition authorized the City of Lake Charles to enter an agreement for demolition of structure located at 1907 and a half 8th Street, Kingsley's Building Solutions LLC, owner. Mr. Hester.
Storm damaged residential structure, there's roof damage, exterior wall damage, window damage, all exposing the interior to severe weather damage of the structure, and this is a PPDR property.
Offer to the record photographs of subject property and proof of service through the marshal's office.
Mr. Ayub?
1515, please.
1515's recommendation, any comments? Please vote.
7-4.
Item 12, an ordinance ordering demolition to authorize the City of Lake Charles to enter an agreement for demolition of structure located at 4016 Swanee Street, Willow Brand Investment LLC, owner. Mr. Hester.
Residential storm damage structure, that has roof damage, exterior wall damage, window damage, all exposing the interior to severe weather damage to the structure, and this is a PPDR property.
Offer to the record photographs of subject property and proof of service through certified mail.
No cards, Mr. Weatherford?
Why don't we go with 30-60 on this?
Been moved for 30-60. Any comments? Please vote.
7-4.
Item 13's been deferred. Item 14, an ordinance ordering demolition, authorize City of Lake Charles to enter an agreement for demolition of structure located at 3606 Center Street. Winston Frank Janice, Amy Aline Janice, Michael Wade Foy, and Deborah Foy owners. Mr. Hester.
Storm damage residential structure, we have roof damage, exterior wall damage, window damage, all exposing the interior to severe weather damage of this structure.
Offer to the record photographs of subject property and proof of service through the marshal's office.
All right, we do have a card on this. Michael or Deborah Foy? Come on up. Name and address for the record, please, sir.
This one work, Mike?
Trevor Richard, 4427 Tamarack Street, Lake Charles, Louisiana, 70605. I'm speaking on behalf of the Foy family. They have begun to clean up, and if we would defer to a later date, like the August 2nd date, we'll come back with new pictures. They'll have some roof work done, and have it started to be cleaned up.
All right, Mr. Weatherford.
Why don't we defer this to our August 2nd?
All right, deferred to August 2nd. Any opposition?
And y'all are gonna start doing the work, right?
Yes, sir.
Would like to, these are getting.
Yeah, I was saying, I see a lot of deferments
We
happening.
can start seeing some progress.
Yes, sir.
And this will be their only notice of the August 2nd meeting.
Sounds great, thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Mr. Richard. All right, ordinances for final action. Item number 15, an ordinance accepting the lowest responsible bid and authorize the City of Lake Charles to enter an agreement to purchase annual supply of road-based limestone aggregate per specification for 6 months, with the option to renew for up to 3 additional 6-month periods for use by the Public Works Department Street Division. And I actually have been assigned this one. So the lowest responsive and responsible bidder meeting specifications was APEC Aggregate Supply. And you need these delivery amounts. Delivery 10,746, pickups 85,014. I move we accept that bid. Questions? Please vote.
7-4.
All right. Item 16, an ordinance accepting the lowest responsible bid and authorize City of Lake Charles to enter an agreement to purchase one new portable sewer camera system for use in the City of Lake Charles Public Works Department Streets and Drainage Division. Mr. Guillen.
Yes, sir. The successful bidder is Covington Sales and Service, price of $77,915, and I move that we accept it.
It's been moved to accept the bid. All those in favor, please vote.
7-4.
Item number 17, an ordinance accepting the lowest responsible bid and authorize City of Lake Charles to enter an agreement to purchase our annual supply of janitorial supplies for use by various City of Lake Charles divisions and departments for a 12-month period with the option to renew for one additional 12-month period. I also have that one. And so I have there were several successful bidders and several different line item numbers, as that's how these bids are procured, so I'll go through this rather quickly, I guess. The successful bidders and the amounts of items are as follows. Interborough Packaging Company, $4,144.32. That's items 42, 96, and 97. Pyramid School Products, $261.84. Items 64 and 80. Sanitary Supply, $86,996.64. Items 16, 44, 52, 65, 74, 77, 82, 83, 100, and 107. Economical Janitorial and Paper Supply, $277,999.34. Items number 1 through 11, 13 through 15, 18, 19, 21 through 30, 32 through 43, 46 through 51, 53 through 63, 66 through 73, 75, 78, 79, 81, 84 through 88, 93 through 95, 98, 99, 101, 103, 106, 108, 109. Centas, $222.60. Item 12, HD Supply, $3,308.64. Items 17, 20, 31, 102, 104, and 105. You have any questions? Can you repeat that, please? Please vote.
7-4.
Item 18, an ordinance authorizing the removal of yield signs and the installation of stop signs on Catherine Street at the intersection of North Goss Boulevard in the city of Lake Charles, Louisiana. Mr. Harvey, you were the sponsor. Do you need to address this?
Just asking for the council's support. We've had many accidents at this particular intersection, actually one that was really, really bad about 3 weeks ago. So on behalf of the constituents, I'm just asking that we could remove the yield signs and not the stop signs.
Any questions? Please vote.
7-4.
All right, number 19, we'll need an amendment. Is that right, Mr. Morgan, on this?
Correct.
Do you want me to read it in as amended? Or
You
with
can
the
read
things
it in as is, and I'll
Okay.
make the amendment.
An ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into a multifamily loan agreement with HRI Communities LLC for the purpose of using City of Lake Charles Direct Allocation Community Development Block Grant Disaster Recovery Funds for Woodring to an affordable housing development.
And the amendment is simply changing HRI to Woodring Apartments Phase 2 LLC and changing the project name to Woodring Apartments Phase 2.
All right. Okay. We, needs to be amended. Do we, need a motion on the amendment? It's been moved by Mr. Guillen, second by Mr. Ayu. Please vote on the amendment
7-4.
and as amended.
7-4.
Thank you. Item number 20, an ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into a multifamily loan agreement with Banyan Foundation for the purpose of using City of Lake Charles Direct Allocation Community Development Block Grant Disaster Recovery Funds for Capstone at the Oaks and Affordable Housing Development. Questions, comments?
Mr. President,
Yes, Ms. August.
just so we understand, loan agreement means that these, CDBG funds, will be, returned to us?
That's correct. It's they're 5 years at simple interest. It'll be paid back to the city. It will go into what will be segregated funds so that it can be reused for similar housing projects in the future or similar projects in the future.
So we have, multi-divisions as to how we divide up CDBG funds now,
Yes, ma'am.
and it's still basically used in depressed areas, and these are considered depressed areas.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Mr. Marks.
Just for clarification, and we are protected in the event that it flops.
We don't have any liability in the event it flops, other than we may not be able to recover the funds, the CDBG funds that were loaned.
Okay.
Any other questions? Please vote.
7-4.
Item number 21, an ordinance authorizing the mayor to enter into a multifamily loan agreement with MGM Development Group for the purpose of using City of Lake Charles Direct Allocation Community Development Block Grant Disaster Recovery Funds for Calcasieu Heights and affordable housing development. Comments or questions?
Mr. President,
Oh, Ms. August.
Mr. Morgan, Mr. Marks asked the question, what if it flops, and hopefully all of these will be highly successful. But in the event that they do, and we know we can't recover the funds, if the building is not completed, would we be responsible for the demolition? Or if it is completed, who takes ownership if we original owners don't.
There's a ranking with financial institutions, their first loan, they all have a loan with, financial institutions, the 3 projects. They will be the first that can go to the building, take control of the building, and then the Louisiana Housing Corporation, and then the city.
That makes sense. We're not the primary loaners.
Correct.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you, Ms. Augustine. Any other questions? Please vote.
7-4.
Item 22 has been deferred. Item 23 has been deferred. Item 24, an ordinance amending section 12-44 of chapter 12 of the Code of Ordinance for the city of Lake Charles to provide for the registration of traditional housing units. Mr. Marks, I believe you're the sponsor. Would you care to make any comments?
Yes, in my district, I have 10 sober living houses. And throughout the city, there's more than that. Those are just the ones that I'm currently aware of. And these sober living houses, they're much different than halfway houses. With halfway houses, the DOC or the Federal Department of Corrections generally has a bead on where those particular people are and where they reside and what they're doing. And if they do anything wrong over there, they're subject to going back to prison. Whereas sober living houses, these are houses where somebody may be going through recovery for whatever reason, drugs, alcohol, and they go to these houses to transition, try to help them back into the community. Well, according to our ordinances, we didn't have anything on the books that would govern that. So in other words, you can have a rental property that's in a neighborhood and it could become a sober living house without anyone in the neighborhood knowing. And that's what has been happening around our city, especially in District F. And as an example, in the Gulfgate subdivision on Orleans, there was one. And we've had some problems. The residents have been bothered by the people there. And I'll let the residents tell you what things they have gone through. So what we're trying to establish now is to put some rules in place that you can only have so many people in the house. It has to be a notice to the community that this particular house is coming to that community. And we'll have a time in planning and zoning for input from the residents. You know, all houses are not bad, but the ones we have been getting, I've gotten reports on 2. One of them that I just became aware of is right across the street from Oak Park Elementary School. So that becomes a problem in and of itself because we don't have anything to check and see are they child predators, what they, what their history is. So those are the things that we're trying to put in place for. But I would like the residents to come forward and express their views.
All right, we do have a card from Mr. Aaron Swallow. Name and address for the record, please, sir.
Aaron Swallow, 805 Esplanade Street, Lake Charles. So thank y'all for letting me talk for a few minutes. Thank you, Craig, for working on this stuff. We had one of these in our neighborhood. I live in the Gulfgate neighborhood, and the way we found out about it is we started getting guys showing up at the house asking for work in the middle of the day, and then when we turn them away for work, I got asked for money multiple times. We see fellows roaming our neighborhood just in the middle of the day. I'm kind of like, hey, they need to be not walking around my neighborhood. I don't want to sound cruel or harsh. I got 2 girls, a 15-year-old and a 10-year-old, 12-year-old, sorry. I'm not too comfortable with them riding their bikes in the neighborhood anymore. Another one of the residents in our neighborhood has witnessed the police at this house multiple times, I think twice. So there's been some altercations with law enforcement there, and I also think, this sounds terrible, but I'm afraid of what this does to my property value. I'm a home investor. I consider my house an investment. In fact, I bought my house as a repo, and we completely remodeled it and brought it up to standard. And so got a lot of money sunk in this thing, and bringing this into our neighborhood doesn't do a good job for my investment as far as I'm concerned. So those are the issues that we've had. It's just a lot of gentlemen roaming the neighborhoods in the middle of the day, looking like they don't have anything to do. Not to mention, I found out that there had 9 people living in this home, which I think is against some ordinances that we have already, if I'm not mistaken. So they're not doing a registration or anything. I love the fact that they'd have to register, and then we get to come and speak on that. So that's what I would encourage you folks to do. So thank y'all.
And I just want to be clear, Mr. President, to my colleagues, that we're not doing away with the houses. We're not saying that they can't exist. We just want to know when they come into the neighborhood and who's in those houses for that particular time.
I have a question. Shouldn't they, under these conditions, shouldn't they be employed,
I don't know what the
in order
stipulations
to
are.
qualify to live in those houses? You know.
Well, in my checking, what I noticed, Mr. Guillen, all they have to do is be able to pay. If they can pay their money to stay in there for however that particular time is, because they work with different programs to send them in there. And as long as they can pay the money, that, they good to go.
Well, if they had jobs, that would solve the problem tremendously. Of course, we don't have anything to do with the rules and regulations there, but that would be something that they might want to consider adding on. You know, we want to give them all the chance to get on their feet. A job is one of those kind of things that you start with. Thank you, sir.
Mr. Marks, I did want to make one correction. The ordinance as drafted does not have a public hearing aspect to it. We can certainly develop that. This initial step is similar to what we did with the short-term rentals. It's registered with the city, emergency contact numbers. It does provide how many people can live in the house, but it allows us to know where it is and how many people are supposed to be living there. We can develop or look into the public hearings on it as well, but just to be clear, it's not in the draft ordinance.
Well, Mr. Solomon, we're gonna vote on this today, and then we're gonna come back and draft that second portion to bring and add to this order.
Okay, yeah, I'd like to see that for sure, so, okay. All right, thank y'all.
All right, thank you, Mr. Walden. Any other comments or questions? No, please vote.
7-4.
All right. Resolutions, does anybody need a resolution pulled if they want to? I would like to go ahead and pull number 27 because we need a motion and a second on this. Any others? All right, let's start with number 27. A resolution amending resolution number 39-23 declaring the intention of the city of Lake Charles, the city, to proceed with the development of a project for acquisition and establishment of additions and improvements to the city's waterworks system in order to increase the principal amount for the city's taxable excess revenue bond, City of Lake Charles Center East Water Plant Project Series 2023, and otherwise providing with respect thereto. Mr. Morgan, did you need to explain why we needed a motion or anything, or?
The form for the bond commission, it will be submitted to them, has a motion and a second on it, so we're following their process.
Questions on that? Can I have a motion and a second, please?
So
Second.
Been moved by Mr. Mark, second by Ms. August. Any other questions or comments? Please vote.
7-4.
25, a resolution accepting project numbers HL 26A, 28, 34, 26, 81, D2, 111, water and wastewater treatment plants, building demolition as substantially complete and authorizing the advertising of 45-day lien period. 26, a resolution approving the City of Lake Charles 2021 CDBG-DR action plan and authorizing the City of Lake Charles to make application to the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development for its 2021 Community Development Block Grant Disaster Recovery Funding Allocation. And 28, a resolution setting date for public hearing on alteration of shoreline Griffith Cooley to install and maintain a residential wharf at 124 Pecan Street by Craig Dolan. Hearing date is July 19th. Hearing dates for items 29 through 35 is August the 16th. That's 29 through 35, hearing dates August 16th, excuse me. A resolution setting date for hearing on condemnation of a structure located at 2126 Griffin Street, Yolanda Bernard Tesno, Sean Allen Keith Tesno, Shannon Lee Tesno, Shanice Marcus Tesno, and Marcus Keith Tesno owners. A resolution setting date for public hearing on condemnation of structure located at 1200 North Crater Street, Old Emmanuel Baptist Church owner. A resolution setting date for public hearing on condemnation of a structure located at 735 King Street. Linda F. Shermay, Patricia Ann Thomas, Sharon Lynn Lewis, and Samuel Glenn Washington owners. A resolution setting date for public hearing on condemnation of a structure located at 3416 Roosevelt Street, Mervyn B. Danclair Estate owner. 33, a resolution setting date for public hearing on hearing on condemnation of a structure located at 2502 through 2540 Oak Park Boulevard, KB Estates LLP owner. A resolution setting date for public hearing on condemnation of structure located at 2420 Deach Street, Nation Star Mortgage LLC owner. 35, a resolution setting date for public hearing on condemnation of a structure located at 1227 Ryan Street, Mazin Mutsapa Hijazi owner. Item number 36, I need an appointment. Chairman, for this resolution authorizes the City of Lake Charles to request proposals for additional interstate maintenance activities. Mr. Ivy, would you take that?
Yes, sir.
Since you gave me the janitorial supplies. All right, any comments or questions on those resolutions? If not, please vote.
7-4.
All right, the following items, 37 through 45, will be read into the record tomorrow at 1 p.m. in the city council chambers. All right, seeing no further business, meeting is adjourned.
I'm called Jeff to tell you
Nice to meet you.
your husband is awesome.
Good seeing you.
He's a very smart man. No.